Hi guys, what's up and welcome to this week's video. So this week I will be reviewing OnePlus's latest tablet, which is the OnePlus Pad 2, which also comes with a stylus. So this tablet has highly promising features which are good enough to compete with Apple's iPad and also Samsung's latest tablets. So let's get straight into the review. So firstly, let's talk about the design and display. So this tablet has an aluminium unibody design with a 12.1-inch display. The tablet only comes in one color, which is Nimbus Grey, which is actually quite a nice neutral color. Generally, I would say that it looks and feels nice and solid. It definitely doesn't feel cheap, and it also has a stylus which attaches to the top. You have the standard USB-C charging port at the bottom, speakers at the bottom, the power button on the top right, and volume buttons on the right as well. The tablet does have a bit of weight to it. When I picked it up for the first time, it's just over half a kg. The display is 3K, and overall the clarity of the display is great. It looks sharp and has beautiful contrast and colors. You also have 3 modes to choose from, which are Natural, Pro and Vivid, and I personally preferred the Natural mode as the colors look bright and saturated enough, but you can crank up the intensity of the colors even more if you want it more saturated and bright in Vivid mode. When using the tablet, the motion is quite smooth as the refresh rate goes up to 144 Hz. It also goes up to 600 nits peak brightness, so when you're using it outdoors, you can definitely see the screen and it is usable. It's important to note that there's no expandable storage on this tablet, which can be a bit of a downside, but with 256 GB of storage included, you might not really need it. Also, there's no 3.5mm headphone jack, so you will have to rely on Bluetooth earphones. So now let's talk about the tablet's interface and features. So the OnePlus Pad runs on Android 14 with Oxygen OS as well. It's a smooth and intuitive, user-friendly operating system. The helpful guides also allow you to pick it up quite quickly. A lot of people complain about Oxygen OS having glitches and things like that, but in my personal experience, I really like the Oxygen OS. I feel like it combines Apple's operating system and Android's and kind of takes the best parts of both. There's a good amount of speed and power when using the tablet, and the open canvas is also great if you want to multitask. Some of these features include swiping down with 3 fingers to allow split screen between 2 apps. Using Google Chrome, watching videos, listening to music, gaming has been a delight with no jamming whatsoever. It's important to note though that you don't have a fingerprint scanner, but you do have face unlock, which works quite well. The security and privacy features also stood out on this tablet, as you have something called App Lock, which allows you to enable Face ID or set up a lock for certain apps, as well as a private safe where you store sensitive files. And you also have a good amount of other features such as screencast and accessibility features. Now moving on to the speakers of this tablet are pretty good generally. They go quite loud, the bass is good for a tablet of course. It's not too thin and trebly. You also have O Reality Audio, which is on by default, and it tailors each sound experience to the activity that you happen to be carrying out. The spatial audio is a bit of a hit or miss. I did try to watch a movie on it, but I didn't really feel that much of a difference with the spatial audio toggled on. So you also have an interesting feature called Hollow Audio, which basically allows sound to be heard from different locations depending on what kind of sound it is. For example, if it's playing an alarm tone, you will hear it from behind, for example. Or if it's music, then you might want to hear it directly from the front. So it kind of locates sound depending on what kind of sound it's playing. I didn't really find myself using it or caring for it that much. Now let's talk about the stylus features. The latency of the stylus is pretty good. It also has palm rejection technology, which gives it an enjoyable and smooth writing experience. There are quite a few features of the stylus itself. So for example, if you tap it twice, it automatically changes to the eraser. You can write a note off screen, and you can also scribble to search for something. There's also presentation mode where you can use your stylus to point. So it comes with a default note-taking app, which is pretty good for taking basic notes, but if you want to use a specific app, you can always download that from the Google Play Store. The stylus charges on the tablet, and the battery life of it is pretty good. I didn't really find myself running out of battery whilst writing because it lasts quite a long time. So now let's move on to the camera and battery life. So the OnePlus Pad 2 is equipped with a 13 megapixel rear camera with LED flash and an 8 megapixel front-facing camera. So the video recording options are also quite basic. So you have 720p and 30 frames per second, and also 1080p and 30 frames per second. Generally, the camera isn't that good. I probably wouldn't use it unless I'm in dire need of having to record something with the tablet and I don't happen to have my phone on me. On the contrary, the tablet's battery life is pretty pretty good. It lasted me about 11 to 12 hours on a full charge with moderate to heavy usage. And it also supports 67-watt fast charging, so it charges fully in under an hour. So what is my overall verdict of the OnePlus Pad 2? Overall, I think this is an amazing tablet for the price. I think it has a bunch of amazing features. You can do a lot with this tablet, and it has a stylus. Great battery life, runs smoothly. However, it does have a bit of weight to it. It doesn't have expandable storage or a headphone jack. Camera isn't great, but looking at the pros and cons, I think for the price, this is a pretty good tablet option if you need it for the things that it's good at. So that's pretty much it for this week's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for weekly content, and I will see you in my next video. So until then, take care.